persisting
So
something.
we're praying, somebody saying,
And you're not answering, and the person is persisting.
hi, this is the Truth Podcast. Okay, so we are glad to have in the studio today Venerable Paul Akunne, PhD. You're welcome, sir.
Thank
We're
you,
happy
ma'am.
to have you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And then Reverend Sonia Mehule, our one and only women chaplain.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for having
Welcome,
me.
sir.
Thank you for the privilege.
I'm so happy to have you both here. We have been talking about or discussing on this issue of unity in diversity as a church, working together in spite of our peculiarities, differences, and we have really come a long way. I've talked about denominational barriers. We've talked about so many issues. The last one, we're looking at unity in the local church, and a lot of issues came up. So today, I would like us to look at this unity thing again, unity in diversity. But this time around, we want to see how leadership affects the unity of the church. Is it true that leadership can affect the unity of the church? Is it true? Do you think so?
Yes, I think so. First of all, I want to thank you for beckoning on us to look at this topic because this is a much important topic for the church. In our contemporary time, unity is a problem. We say it, but we are not doing it.
Okay.
People can even preach it, but in practical or practice, it's not there.
So it's difficult.
It's so difficult. So, but when you look at leadership, leadership is actually the anchor point for anything that has to do with unity to flow down. Just like a pyramid, you know, when you pour water on it, it flows. Or when rain falls, it flows. So from the top, that's where leadership plays. Leadership is a major resultant effect of anything that you call unity in any system. It can be in the church, it can be in the society, it can be in the family. You know, so even in the family, for there to be unity, the father, the mother, they must be together and united. So leadership is the major. I think that is when diversity, unity, or whatever we call it. Leadership is key to it.
Key because I've heard that a praying pastor will definitely produce a praying church.
Yes.
So, I want to know: is it true, sir?
It's very true.
But I've seen so many pastors who are very, very. They call them prayer warriors, but the church is not praying.
Okay, I would think that the reason for that is that the pastor may have not understood his role as a leader.
Okay.
Now, a leader is a self-giving person. A leader is sacrificial. A leader is one who wants people to drink from what he has. Now, the disciples didn't understand what unity meant until they saw it in Jesus, until he practiced and lived it out. So if I am a praying pastor and my church is not a praying church, there's something wrong with me.
True.
Because so many things could be accounted for that. It could be superiority or inferiority complex. Somebody can be doing certain things, but keeps hoarding information, keeps hoarding knowledge. And that will not make for the unity of the church. Because at the end of the day, it's one-sided. And one good thing about diversity is that it shows the multifacetedness of God, the many sides of God, which all of us are supposed to be in the light. So if a pastor has certain grace, and that grace is not rubbed off, like he said, the pyramid, it's not rubbed down on the church, then there is something wrong.
There's a problem. So we agree that leadership is key.
Very key.
When it comes to unity.
Anywhere.
In organization, not just in the church, the family, anywhere, leadership is key. So are there some personalities of a leader that could either promote unity or break it down?
There are.
So I like us to be real. Yes. I want you to be real. This is not, I don't want to be...
When you say issue of personality, you know, first of all, you know, this character thing is a problem. One can be a pastor, but he's not compassionate. He's not caring. He can preach it, but he's not there. You know, you say you are a pastor, hey, give, but you are not giving.
You're not
You are not
practicing what you are
it.
preaching.
You say pay tithe, you are not paying tithe.
Okay.
You know, and like what he said on prayer.
So how would this affect the unity of the church?
It affects
if the
unity.
pastor is preaching giving and he's not giving, how is it going to affect?
It will affect the unity because it has to flow from the top. You know, there's this natural phenomenon about life. If you are peaceful, you beget a peaceful environment. If you are loving, you beget a loving environment. It's natural, just like God. When the Bible says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son," that love flowed from God, and that's why the Bible says God is love. So, if God is love and He showed love, it flows down to as many that receive God. You know, so
as a leader, I should also show love, give
love.
Yes,
exactly.
Okay.
So if flow is natural, that thing is just natural. When people see you doing something, or even your children, when they see you doing something, I went to a family, and the woman is a very wonderful giver. I was shocked. I just came in, sat down, and by the time I was going, the house girl said, went to the auntie and said, "Please, I have something to give the man of God."
Are you serious?
I said, So the woman came and laughed and told me and said, "Let her not hinder her from her blessing." You know, and when she brought it, fortunately, it did not size she brought shoe.
Okay.
It didn't size my leg. But I still told her, for this thing you have done, you will be blessed.
Wow.
And I prayed for her. But the point I'm bringing out is that the woman had nurtured even a housemaid.
And that environment is a giving environment. Oh, wow.
You know,
I agree with you.
Yes.
I agree with you. We went to a place for Episcopal service just on Sunday.
Yes.
And I was dancing and somebody asked me, today enter you? I say yes, because the atmosphere
was there.
Is I felt that atmosphere of dancing and praising. They say, "Mommy, you don't dance like this all the time." Because I say yes. Once I sense the atmosphere is that praise atmosphere, I key into it because anything is possible in that atmosphere. Yeah, so I agree with you.
Another trait that I see is when a leader is culturally tied.
Culturally tied.
Right? Okay. It affects the unity of the church. You know, there's that example in Galatians.
Yeah.
Peter had not washed off his cultural mentality.
Okay.
And when he saw that people from Jerusalem came, he excluded himself. And the question is, how would those people feel at that time? So if I'm a leader, for instance, I'm a pastor, I'm from River State, and I'm wearing my cultural cap, not the cap of the gospel. Because one of the things the gospel have done is that the gospel has united every one of us, irrespective of our race or our culture. Now, when we are doing PCC election, and by body movement, because there are certain things we say with our body that we don't say with words that people can capture. By my body movement, I am telling people, don't allow somebody from a certain tribe be our treasurer.
Good.
And whether I like it or not, one word or the other, people will hear it. And the thing is that our church has become so contemporary and metropolitan that the major people that supply are not even indigenous. They are people from dispersed cultures. So if they have that sensing that me as a leader, I don't have that integrating attitude, but I can talk the talk, but I can't walk the walk, it will affect the unity of the body. They will just come there with their body, but their spirit and soul is relaxed somewhere. And you see that the church keeps struggling. Why? Because the leader has not broken the wings of culture, you know, and that has a strong tendency. Another thing also I think is the leader's capacity to communicate. There are some leaders who, yes, I'm the leader, but I must take time to, if I don't know how to communicate rightly, naturally, I should go and learn. You know, he's one of our directors of studies, and I see how pastors sometimes make light of the several things we come to learn. You know, sometimes there are things they have heard before, but I heard a man says, a repetition brings retention.
Yes,
true. So the more I hear it severally, the more I retain
becoming part of me.
Yes. You know, but they say, no, this we do last year. But when we did it last year, did it really enter? You know, so we have seen some people will just say a word, and our churches have become so enlightened that you can say, hey, to somebody, it is a big insult. Just hey is a big insult. So we must learn as leaders how to communicate rightly, when to communicate. There are times when I should hold back a communication until such a time that the atmosphere is right. But some people, I am the pastor, I am the leader, he just release it, and we keep damaging the church of Christ with that.
Okay. Okay. We've talked about some traits, some characters that may affect the church from the leader. What about leadership style? What can we say about that when as
maybe being conservative, laissez-faire.
Yes. As
too liberal.
Yeah. Is it possible or is it true that your leadership style may also affect the church? Someone who is authoritative in nature, so does it have a way of affecting the church? Can we unpack that a bit?
Yes, yeah, go ahead. Well, the truth of the matter is that is a very important area in church. When we look at the life of Christ, we see a man of God who portrayed himself with all simplicity. And they brought somebody that committed immorality. He was not there. He was not in a hurry to be able to condemn the woman. And what he said is, if any of you know that you are free, stone her. So, in church, as much as you try to establish some level of truth, you must also be careful not to also be too conservative or authoritative. Authoritarians are not very good leaders. That's the way John Maxwell described them. They are not very good because they go to the extreme. They will come to a point where even when you are trying to correct them,
you obeying the law,
even only what
they don't care
believe.
how you do it or whether. So as long as you obey the laws.
And church is a place where we open up. You listen to people, you hear their opinion, you also think of what the scripture says, and you balance it. But as much as possible, don't be too liberal.
Okay, so there is this statement that the primates will always make during consecration, that when praying for the bishops, they should not be too religious. So I want us to unpack that a bit as regards to unity and leadership in the church.
We just if you look at the issue of remes, it has to do with not being too rigid, not being too liberal, but being able to balance it. Liberality has brought about a lot of problems like homosexuality, and so many things. And you also see a situation where a parent cannot be able to correct the children because as far as this one is the one I love, I will not do anything to that one. But if it's this one, I will deal with it. It shouldn't be so. You should be open. And another thing about remes is being able to correct wrong. Sometimes you see something is wrong, but because the person is close to us, or is somebody that brings money to church, you will now hold your peace and said, well, no.
Somebody who is very powerful. Did you read the devotion today?
Yes.
About
Abner. Yes.
My translation stated that he was very powerful. So a kingmaker.
Yes, Abner was terrible.
A kingmaker. So when he was confronted, he got angry and he wanted to take what
he went to the concubine of a late king and has finished doing work. And Ishbosheth came to him and
confronted him.
Okay, why will you enter my father's concubine's room and go and sleep with her? He said, I will deal with you. I started dealing with him. I handed over the kingdom back to David.
Because he was angry. So when you have such powerful people in the church, it affects the way I'm just saying.
Well, it doesn't. It depends. The one thing we should be as a pastor is to ensure that we do our work and we remain in the faith. Because it's one thing to be a pastor; it's another thing to remain in the faith and be who you are. Once people know you like that, they will not have problem with you. They will say, no, this matter.
Being who you are. What do you mean by being who you are? Because some people say, I don't like to talk. Oh, that is me. Is that what you mean, sir?
No.
I don't want problem. Please, that is me.
Is you being principled, but Christ-like. Are you following? Be principled, but Christ-like. What Christ will not take, don't take it.
So that will mean that the leader must be knowledgeable. To know matters that falls within the ambit of principles. So that when it falls within the ambit of principles, you now know that, for instance, some people are created quiet and gentle. But that gentility has to stop at that point. And you stand firm, because it's a matter of principle. You know, like a man said, in matters of principle, stand firm as a rock. In matters of style, you can glide. So our ability to know the matters of principles, for instance, the principles that falls decision from the synod for we Anglicans. And there are certain, for instance, there is one high and mighty person is supposed to come and read a lesson. And the person is a lay reader. And he doesn't want to wear the robe. What you do and how you do it is important. Sometimes you could tell the person this is synod resolution, and you say this is synod resolution. These are two thoughts, but approach may differ. I may tell this person this is synod resolution. The way I said it will just appeal to the person. The person will, but there is a way I will say it will cause more problem. But I want to switch a little on another leadership style. Now, one that I think is lacking so much in our church is having a teaching priest. For me, I think it's to an extent lacking, because the idea is to spread knowledge. You know, in Jeremiah, I will give you pastors after my heart who will teach you. Right? For instance, you go to a church and the pastor goes to the prayer squad and sees the way they are praying. What is my input in the way they are praying? When somebody comes to take intercession on Wednesday, have I taken time out to see the way they pray? When I go to Bible study, have I seen that when you sit in Bible study, you know the way people reason scripture. You know if people give time to scripture. So if I am a teaching priest, it will make people get interested either in the scripture or in prayer or in the life of the church. One issue we're having so much in church is the issue of lateness. A pastor can take his time out and teach, because some people target the service. How they will stay in service only 30 minutes and they go. And have we known what we miss? For instance, like an Anglican. What I miss when I come late as an Anglican. Some people, some Anglicans, I know this is global, but let me use Anglican churches for instance. Some people don't know the implication of missing absolution in a corporate service. Some people don't know it. But if there is a teaching priest and we teach some of these fragments of our church life, our church culture, you see that over a period of people begin to change. But we assume, for instance, somebody who is a pastor in a church who is a cathedral, will assume that every cathedralist know what they are doing. But the truth is that when you look, they don't know. So we actually need teaching priests who will take out time to understand the downs. For instance, when Paul saw the Corinthian church, he saw that they were high in gifts, but they were low in giving. Paul took his time out to teach them giving. So we must be able to be sensitive enough to know the areas of our church where they are doing well and where they need to improve.
I want to draw you back. You know, you were saying that we need a teaching priest. We have been teaching, I know. But I'm sure that you have been teaching even in your church. We've talked about the issue of lateness severally. But when a pastor is talking about lateness, he is the one who will come late to church. Or he comes to church, process with the choir, after then he disappears. The next time you will see him is when he wants to take the sermon. So how will the church members listen to him?
You see, that's the downside of it. The word I speak to you, they are spirits and they are life. So if I know how to talk the talk, but it is not I will always say that people don't only receive your word, they first of all receive your spirit. Now, I could know all the theory on what to say, but if it is not an outflow from my life, they first of all take my spirit, whether I like it or not. It's not like what our father and the Lord was saying about giving. I can go there and pack all the scriptures about giving, and I'm not a giver. The people will know in their spirits. There is an atmosphere. You said you went to a place and you danced. There is an atmosphere, a spiritual atmosphere. So our church life, our life as Christians is first of all a spiritual life. If we have an understanding of that. So when I tell you, don't steal, if I'm a thief, I will raise more thieves. If I say don't steal, if I'm a thief, I am raising more thieves. So first of all, whatever I want to do as a teaching priest, let it be an outflow from my life.
From your life.
Yeah. I think Acts chapter 1 verse 1 says it, that Jesus began to do first before he taught. There was a being before the saying. So he did it first, and he was doing it. I mean, he was saying it. So when people watch out for you and you are not doing what you are saying, Like when you say about church, coming to church, there was a day I told the church members, I said, look, I came to worship God the way you people came to worship God. Once I enter this altar, stop calling me for meeting, calling me for notice, calling me for this. As you are raising hand and worshiping God, pray. Me too, I want to be praying. Don't distract me during service. And everybody took note of it.
Good.
You know, so during Sunday school, I come down from the altar
and join
go
the
and
Sunday school.
Yeah. Whether Sunday school chaplain or not is not the main thing.
Yeah.
I came to also study. You know, so and everybody takes notes. In fact, to some level, we have reduced the issue of movements outside the church premises. Apart from the marshals that are there, every other person must be inside. So gradually, it helps.
See, we are talking about this issue of people not staying in the church. And one of the things that one of our guests said was that the pastors are not speaking enough concerning it.
Yeah.
Like we'll be in the church, the service is still on, and half of the church, almost half of, I'm not just exaggerating. I've been to 1 or 2 churches, people are outside. You will think that the church has dismissed. But the church, the service is going on, and people are moving about like it's not their business what is happening in the church. So people, one of our guests said the pastors are not talking about it. Even some of them will come out to talk, discuss.
Yes, I think one of the things as pastors we need to teach our congregations is about the sacredness of our services. When, okay, for instance, I am under an archdeacon, and an archdeacon is talking to me, I walk away. That's the biggest disrespect.
Okay.
So when you are in a service, you are before God. When you walk out of church for no serious reason, you are walking out away from God. It's like God is talking to you and you just bluff and you turn out. So when we pastors, first of all, understand the sacredness of a corporate service and we push it down to the congregation, I know there are
not just pushing it down. We are doing it. That's how it's
doing it.
Yes.
For instance, I have seen severally. I can say this as a pastor too. I've seen severally where if it is not the pastor preaching, he's not interested in the message.
It's happening.
You are as good as staying outside. Because it is one thing to be in church, it is one thing to be connected.
They are not
connected.
Yes.
You know, so it is also as good as staying outside. So if when somebody looks at the altar, the pastors are connected, the decorum is in observe, and we don't go outside. If somebody sees you outside for something important, when you begin to leave it out and say it, it is very easy. The Holy Spirit is the one who will even prick the people. What this man is saying is true. And gradually you see from 100 persons, 2 persons may repent. As you keep saying it, they gradually will be repenting. We don't expect a flood of repentance, but repentance will come over time and we keep pressing on it.
Okay.
And also we need to teach our marshals, like the guild of stewards, I think that's what they're called, how to talk to people and when to open the doors. If this, flowing from the altar to the people, I think to a large extent this will be reduced. Because how long do we stay in church? 2 hours, 30 minutes. And somebody
except special
services.
3 hours.
So I think, like we said from the beginning, it flows from the pastor. The pastor must leave it, and when he leaves it and says it, the people will.
There is this thing that I want you to help me clarify this. Someone once said that when you have 3 pastors in a church, you have 3 congregations. Is that true?
To an extent.
Like the church is divided into 3 groups. Like people, okay, let me assume that 3 of us are in one church. You are the venerable, you are the curate. Let me assume I'm the. So we have people who are on your side. You have your own people. You have your own people. I have my own people. How true is this?
Well, I would say it's just an assumption.
Because if it is true, I think this will be causing a lot of problems in the church. Division.
I've heard someone say that, but for me,
it's not true.
It's not totally true. It's not totally true because it depends on the leader.
Okay, the one who is the leader.
Exactly.
Good.
It depends on the
what
leader.
We've been talking.
The leader should be able to coordinate the people, harness his pastor, harness his workers, have time, let them know why they are there. That team. Most people don't have this flair of teamwork. There are some pastors that work under you. They don't have teamwork in their agenda. They will always say, I didn't come here to come and be looking. I came here to get something. So sometimes you need to let them know that the ministry is not about getting. The ministry is about giving, and the Lord knows how He will settle you. So some pastors do need to be taught that.
Okay, but you've not really answered this.
No, I understand what you're saying. I want to come there. You see, every church you go to, you have 3 pastors, does not mean there'll be 3 congregations.
Okay.
Because that's why I say that it's the person there who is the head should be just like saying, as we have 100 and something pastors in this diocese, then we have 100 and something congregation. Yes.
When 3 pastors are sent, it could be 3 giftings.
Okay.
3 giftings in the church.
Okay.
And there are people in congregations
and that's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Like what he said,
it's just
the leader harnessing this is very important. But when the leader sees it as 3 congregations, it's a big problem. But there are people who, for instance, there is a pastor in our diocese. When he comes to teach on Anglican spirituality, that is his area. There are people who will be in that church. They are so interested. There are people who may be interested, but not as interested as some people.
Okay.
But another pastor can come and open up the issue on prayer. There are people who are so interested about that.
Okay.
You know, so when we are able to harness our different giftings, we will be touching different lives in one congregation.
Okay.
Paul said, Peter is sent to the Jews. I am sent to the Gentiles. But it is one congregation under Christ. So when we look at it in that perspective, from a positive perspective, it is the diversity of our different giftings being put in use, but Christ still glorified. But when Christ is taken away, that issue of 3 congregations will be established. So when I am strong in prayer, when I stand to pray, I am only expressing Christ. And the truth is that there is a part of my congregation that I speak more to. Even if every Christian ought to pray. When I talk about finances, there's a part of my congregation I am ministering more to, even though everybody in the congregation should listen. So I think when we look at it from the positive point of view,
because this has actually caused a lot of problems. For example, you are talking about prayer. A pastor, your archdeacon might not be a very praying person. Then the curate is a prayer person, and then you see people are going to him. People are calling him to the house for family deliverance, and he's not carrying his archdeacon along. And then they are doing program. You see those set of people coming for his program because he's the one who is praying for them. So this has actually been a problem.
That's why I say the leadership.
So how will you, if you are the one and you have such a curate, how will you handle that?
Now, what you do is that you are in charge.
You are in charge? You stop the person?
No. You call for there's something I normally do when I come to a church, or when a pastor is posted to me and we are together. I have a retreat with them, and I tell them how a system is supposed to work, and how our relationship is supposed to be harnessed, and what we should do to help each other. When Paul will say, "You are for Paul, you are for Apollos," who created that thing? It is the lay people. The lay people too don't want the pastors to be together so that they can play their game. You understand? They want to play their game. So you as a leader, you know that this is the way things are. Then you put your leg down just as a father, because you must see yourself as the father of that one that is sent to you. And you make him to know that I'm your father here. So anything you are doing.
So if the person is not listening to you, are you going to stop him?
No. There are many ways to be able to handle some issues.
Okay. Like example.
There are ways you can discipline your pastor.
Example. Give me examples.
Now, if a pastor is taking advantage
of that privilege you have given to him, like visiting members, they are calling him for prayers. Even when you say,
one you do as a father will do. You call him and caution him.
Okay.
And you should do it politely, because he's already showing some arrogance. And pride for him not to have told you that he was going. He's feeling that he's a powerhouse.
He's a powerful man.
Are you following now? But there's something I usually tell our other pastor. I think I've said it in one of our clergy schools. Our ministry is a complementary ministry. And what makes it complementary is develop yourself. I develop myself.
Good.
When we develop ourselves, if he comes to minister, it doesn't mean anything to me. Are you following? I'm not envious of his gifting. You understand? I'm not go make noise. shake the place. When he finish, he brings microphone back to me to pray for the congregation.
Good.
That's the way it is. You know, just like our Lord Bishop giving us opportunity to preach during Episcopal services. When you finish, you go back or get take. Are you following? Whether you like it or not, there's only one bishop. You cannot overthrow it. It's the one that is there. So it's all about.
You know why I'm talking about it? Because it's one of the major problems we're having in our churches. It's one of the major problems between pastors. You see, I talked about it a bit when I was there. Between pastors, you see that the church is divided. Maybe the deacon is a very young person, and then his own ministry is youth ministry. So all the youths gather around him.
Most of these things is about quests. People have a quest. You know, the quest of fame, the quest of monetary value. They want to get money. They feel that if they are popular, they can get it. But you as the father, you know, there was something I was taught.
Okay.
When things come to the altar, don't always tell the junior pastors, it is my own. None of you own it. No, we are co-laborers. That's why I say the leadership is very important. We will share this.
Okay.
So do this, and it's gone. Secondly, don't put your eye on these monetary values, fame. Because no matter how you do, you see these our members, they are very wonderful.
Wonderful indeed.
They know who is the head. They know who is the tail.
And they know who is who.
And they know who is who. So when you are doing, the day a panel or something comes up, they'll say you are not doing well at all. You know that this man is your senior. You'll be shocked.
I think another wisdom to it. You know, sometimes we put bulk of the blame on the leaders, the senior pastor. But the junior pastor must know his role. And be okay with his role. You know, one thing I've realized is that every younger generation thinks the generation before don't have what to offer anymore. So with that wisdom, you must know that what that person seated there sees in your jumping up and exuberance, you don't know it. So the wisdom for the younger is to pour water continually in the hand of Elijah. You need to know who Elisha was before Elijah called him. He had something to boast of, but he found himself under. He was okay being under, but some people, some younger ones, are not okay being under. So they do everything to make sure that they are heard, they are seen. There is a time when you should not be seen. There's a time when you should not be heard, but do your work. So if the younger one understands this, he can do all the prayer, do all the gymnastics, firebrand. The glory goes to his boss, right? But if we don't understand that, we want, for instance, there cannot be two cathedrals in a diocese. It has to be one. So there cannot be two bosses in a church. Whether that your senior archdeacon goes to sit, when he sits down, he sleeps, give him that honor. Give him that honor. By so doing, like what he said, see, I may, as a younger priest, please Mr. A to the detriment of my boss. Mr. A knows that I just smeared my boss, slighted my boss. When push comes to shove, he will expose me. So I must, as the younger priest, I must have this wisdom. I must do everything to make sure that my team works. Like it says about monetary value. As a younger priest, money should not be one of those things you push. But I have seen God that when you are not even pushing for it, He blesses.
You do know that a junior priest went to a layman's house, did what he did, and came out and went home. And I received a phone call telling me what had happened. So when it happened, I laughed and laughed. I said, what does this man want to achieve? By calling me to tell me what the priest under me has done. So I called him to my office.
Who did you call, the priest?
The priest. I called him to my office. I said, oh boy, it's like you enjoyed today. What happened? You know, he was looking at me. I said, where did you go? Because as I saw you come in, I already know where you went to. He was looking at me. I now used the tale of Elisha and Gehazi. And I told him, see, you went to so place and received call from there. He was shocked. He was shivering. He knelt down and started begging. I said, no. I'm just trying to tell you that thing I've been telling you. See the example.
Good.
You don't sell your birthright.
Because you see, sir, the unity we are talking about, if we, the leaders, the pastors are not united, it's going to be a problem.
A big problem.
And I see that oneness is not really there today. There's this unity and oneness I used to enjoy as a deacon's wife, right in this cathedral. When we are working with Okojaja, we were enjoying that. We move from one house to another and all that. I can't see that today. That oneness. We're having about 3 services or 2 services then, and then they will ask me to cook. And when we make any food salad, all the pastors will come to my house. They will eat. We will laugh. We will discuss. It's no longer happening today. So what is happening?
It's happening. That's why I say it depends on the church.
It's rare, sir.
And like he now, if you, as he's citing, you can easily see that there's coordination where he is.
Okay.
Are you following?
You cannot tell.
It's still
they cannot
there.
tell by what he's saying. You're not working with them. You're not working with them. You cannot tell by what he's saying.
Let me tell you what happened in my last station before where I am. One of the things we did was we celebrated the birthday of every worker.
Okay.
Even to the sexton. The day we were celebrating the sexton's birthday, he was crying. And I said, why are you crying? He said that they have never seen this before. This is the first time in my life I'm seeing where we can come together and celebrate his own birthday. Even me, I started shedding tears. I felt it. You understand? And I told my wife, we must not stop this thing we do.
Okay.
Anywhere we go, we must make sure that our workers are well coordinated. So on Sunday, there was a day they brought only 1 chicken. I told her, do pepper soup with it. Let's eat it. Everybody chop.
Not be small.
But I can relate with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Very
the issue of lack of unity amongst people who should flow with it.
Yeah.
Now, 2 things can be adduced for that.
Okay.
Competition and suspicion.
Yes.
Good.
Exactly.
There are
competition.
There are people who they work together. They think this person going up is bringing me down. But the truth is that the cloud is so big for all of us to go up. There could be something this person who is going up is doing. The other is not doing it. So that spirit of competition, and the other wants to PhD the person, pull him down. And he wants to at all costs. Then there's also this issue, you were saying something today, and how that somebody could be wearing a ring. Somebody could be wearing a ring or a bangle, and the person is suspecting that this person is suspected. So the spirit of suspicion, we're in the altar together, but this one is suspecting the other. How can what you're saying be possible? So the truth is that it does exist. Like his case, the case is cited, I think, is an exception. It does exist. Some people have that unity in principle, but in actual reality, they are not united. So it is so I think the more we begin to talk about it, the more in our senior clergy meetings, we let the seniors know you have a responsibility to look for a way to unite your team.
Okay.
I think that will gradually become a culture over time again.
Okay, as we wrap up, I want us to, is it possible to get to the good old days where pastors can eat together, be together, sharing together? A pastor is having a challenge. Instead of sharing with his boss, he will go to a member. Not share with him with the boss now, but a member in the church. And then you now hear these side talks. The archdeacon, maybe he doesn't like him. Maybe the pastor, maybe the
head innocent
doesn't even know about the matter. So is it possible that ministers, leaders working in a place can actually work together, unite, have that oneness, support one another, love one another, share together without, these days, you see, just like he was saying, somebody who is entering right now is eyeing the archdeacon's car.
That's where I want to go.
He's eyeing the archdeacon's car. He's eyeing the archdeacon's wife. But this one has been in the ministry for some time.
That's the problem.
So I want us to wrap it up from here. Is it possible, and what can we now begin to do?
I think it's possible for us to get to that point where Christ would wash his disciples' feet. That's unity. Now, but it will begin with, to a very large extent, the leader. When we create an atmosphere of healthy communication, that will begin to trickle down. For
Healthy
instance, communication. Yes, for instance, there are people who, before now, I communicate with them, I don't communicate freely. I have my restraint. But the more I talk with them, I see that I am gradually getting open. Now, if I have a boss that doesn't give that
like
room,
me, I'm feeling that you are beginning to be more freer than when you started.
Something like that.
Yes, I think you are referring to me.
You know, gradually you get open.
Okay.
Probably because of training, you know. But if you see that, oh, I could actually talk, I could actually communicate. But if I have a boss who you don't have that openness to discuss, I can freely go to my boss and say XYZ, or my boss can call me and say XYZ. So if that culture of healthy communication is created from the top, another thing is bottom must know how to manage that opportunity to communicate with top. So when these two knowledge meet each other, we can now begin to think
that is a deacon.
Yes.
Understanding how to communicate. Do you need to learn that?
Yes. It needs to be learned.
Are you sure?
Yes. In fact, you learn it, you rehearse it.
You rehearse it. Very important.
But they don't believe.
Another thing is there's so much bitterness.
Yes, and offenses.
Offenses.
Coming from where? From the church or from?
Let's start from location. Location. You know.
Location.
Yes. When pastors are posted.
Oh.
Are you following?
You want to go there?
No, yeah. Mommy, that is one of the big problems.
Oh wow!
And I have cited to people. I said all through my ministry as a pastor, I can tell you that I have gone to churches that didn't have anything. At least over half of my years of ministry.
And it wasn't a concern.
It wasn't a concern. I saw it as a duty, and I ended up doing well in those places. You know, I saw it as a privilege. One. Number two, I saw it as an opportunity to make impact.
Okay.
If you're always going to churches that are established, you have no work to do. But when you go to churches where you have work to do, when you are doing the work, and
there are churches where you don't have work to do.
Yes, it's possible.
I don't think so.
There are churches. Some people go
the degree of work.
Yes. When I say work to do, there are some churches that when you go there, you have more relaxation.
Example, cathedral.
No, there are many churches.
No, but I'm thinking you are maybe thinking like cathedral.
No.
That is even where you have work.
The work we are saying is, one, you don't have the congregants that will pay your salary. And you need to work out your salvation.
Okay.
Work out your salvation. You know, the time you go to some churches, they'll tell you that 8 months, 10 months, they didn't pay a pastor, you are posted there. People get angry over it. You know, but there is work to do, and you work it up.
So transfer is one big thing.
And sometimes people feel that, hey, Bishop hates me. Bishop does not like me. I was posted to a church, people were calling me on phone. It is well with you. It is well with you.
Because
because where I was posted to. And I was laughing. I said, all this call and this call, you know, when we come to a meeting, my brother is well with you. You are trying. You know, the Lord will be with you. But when you are now posted to another place,
they will not thank God for you.
Yes, they will thank
God for you.
But see, and in between the line of that communication, people have issue of, he likes this, he doesn't like this. He likes this, doesn't.
He likes this person. He does. Just as you are in St. Matthew's now, Bishop likes you, right? Somebody who is in cathedral should be thanking God. Somebody who is in St. Peter should be thanking God.
They should also ask where you
came
from.
So those who are where?
They should also think of where you came from.
Where you are coming from, right?
Yes. Because if they look back, they will know that you actually came from places that had issues and challenges, and you are now here. So the issue of bitterness, people should remove bitterness. There should be contentment. You know, whatever you are taking to go there, do your work, you may not know. I have seen people, when Archbishop Egunu retired, is he retired now? He was sent to a church.
He's not retired yet.
He's not retired yet. But he was sent to a church that had nothing. It was from there he was made a bishop. You know, people should know that this our work has some, and it's not about being bishop.
And it's not about location.
And it's not about
your location cannot define you.
You know, when we remove these things, these borderlines, location, preferment, acquisition, greed, all those things. When we remove some of these things and we see ourselves as brothers working together, I think the church will move.
I want to thank God for today, and the point is leadership is key when it comes to unity. And then if we are able to come together as leaders, for example, the pastors in this diocese, we are working together. We are united. Those in Cathedral, united, they are working together. Those in any archdeaconry, they are working together.
Yes.
You see that just what we said, that will start flowing down until they get to the least church in the diocese. So leadership is key when we are talking about unity. So once again, I want to thank you, sir, for coming. Thank you, sir. God bless you. I pray that we practice what we have discussed today. Let it begin from you, sir. Let it begin from me.
Yes,
thank you so much.
you.
Thank you.